What is up, fam? Welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Nanselly.
It's your boy Gio. We are back with another video, another informational video from Boracity magazine. Before we get started with today's video, make sure that you guys hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and everybody that joined the family.
Welcome.
We truly appreciate you guys being here, and a big welcome. We're gonna start using trophies and purple hearts in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how I low-key been responding. I know you guys have been noticing. We've been using trophies on this channel for
day one.
Yeah, since day one. So we're gonna combine them together. You know what I'm saying? When we're doing some BTS related content, you know what I'm saying? But I'm excited to check this one out. This one is called BTS Paved the Way.
Yes.
Why is it so hard to accept it? You know, so I'm excited because obviously we know a lot more about them and what they've done, you know, in their careers and in the industry and how they paved the way to a lot of people. So
right.
I'm excited to check this out.
Yes.
Let's go ahead and get to it.
BTS paved the way for K-pop. It is a fact, but also
let's go to this. There we go.
that there is so much a fact.
There we go.
BTS paved the way for K-pop. It is a fact, but also a controversial thing to say. So how is it that there is so much disagreement? First of all, I think we all need to make sure we're talking about the same thing first. Paving the way simply means making it easier for something to happen or someone to do something. Paving the way doesn't mean inventing something. You are not building the road from scratch. You're just paving a road which is very hard to walk through, making it easier for others to walk behind you. So when we say BTS paved the way, we don't mean that BTS invented K-pop or entered the global music market first. We just mean that BTS made it easier for K-pop acts to enter the global music market. K-pop was a growing interest before BTS, but it was still a very niche thing. Now, however, K-pop is part of conversations about pop culture because BTS are mainstream. It was only after BTS entered the Billboard charts when Billboard created charts only for K-pop. It was only after BTS started winning Western award shows when Western award shows created K-pop categories. It was only after BTS.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so they were starting to create things because they were so popularized out here.
Yeah, that they didn't fit into any category in the Western culture music, so they decided to make their own category for them, which paved the way for other K-pop artists to follow suit, so that way they have other competitions.
Yeah.
You know, and and the Western people could vote from the K-pop music.
Yeah.
Which is very interesting.
It is pretty interesting, and I like the fact that we recently saw RM speak in that business conference, and he was talking about how, you know, he pretty much was trying to pave the way for, you know, K-pop, and he mentioned K-pop in general because he's not ashamed that he's an idol. He's not ashamed that, you know, they categorize him as that, because at the end of the day, you know, that just brings that much more attention to Korea in general.
Right.
Yeah, exactly, and opens doors.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool though.
Created charts only for K-pop. It was only after BTS started winning Western award shows when Western award shows created K-pop categories. It was only after BTS won their first American award for top social artist when K-pop acts opened Twitter accounts because BTS were nominated for their Twitter engagement. It was only after BTS debuted in American television when K-pop acts started being invited to American television. It was only after BTS started getting Grammy nominations when K-pop acts started submitting their songs to the Grammys. It was only after BTS's fandom requested to have their albums on stores like Target when K-pop started selling their albums in stores like Target.
Very interesting.
So if we're noticing, there's a lot of different avenues that they've opened.
Correct.
In the market for other, obviously this was Blackpink, but it's like for other K-pop artists, you know?
Right.
That's
and
pretty
doing
crazy.
live TV shows with known
host.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very interesting. That's so cool that they were able to do that.
It was only after BTS became the biggest group in the world when K-pop groups had the opportunity to sign with American labels. BTS paved the way because without them, K-pop would have remained a niche interest and wouldn't have the global platform they have today thanks to BTS. So what are the arguments against the phrase BTS paved the way? First is that the second generation paved the way. For more context, we need to understand that K-pop has different generations. The first generation came around the 1990s and is composed of artists like So Taiji, who basically invented K-pop by introducing American music styles and music equipment to South Korea. And entertainment agencies were inspired by the Japanese idol industry to create the K-pop idol training system, in which singers train for years to debut in a group. The second generation started around the early 2000s, and it was when K-pop became known as a niche interest in countries outside of South Korea. The third generation is K-pop slowly entering the global music market. BTS is part of this generation. The fourth generation starts in 2017, after BTS became the most popular group in the world. So the argument is that without the first and second generation of K-pop, BTS wouldn't even exist and be as popular as they are today. However, absolutely no one is denying that these big first and second generation K-pop acts helped BTS become a group, because the members were part of the idol training system, and without it, they wouldn't even have met. But it was
So, so it's kind of saying that although the first two generations did what they did, they only capped at a certain, you know, at a certain position where they stayed at. They didn't make it to the global market.
Yeah, to put it in a different perspective, is when our parents do the best they can with us, then it's our turn to like take the baton and take it to the next level,
Yes.
and so on and so forth for generations, and that's what it is.
Yeah.
And it so happened that with the third generation of K-pop, they were able to run with that baton and take it to the next level.
Yeah, which was globalizing
Right.
themselves.
So
Yeah.
I get exactly what she's implying and what she's saying, not taking away from the first and second generation, but definitely they did pave the way to make it easier to come to the Western side and be known globally, not just so that's amazing.
And this is the reason why we have things like K-pop Demon Hunters.
Yeah.
Because even the creators of that, I've seen an interview where I think one of the writers or somebody was saying that she's an ARMY, and she went to a BTS concert once and was amazed by the fandom that was going on. That's what inspired that movie.
And that's awesome. You see, BTS is definitely an inspiration in different ways with different types of artists.
Yeah, even for us. We're finding inspiration with that, and we're running along with bits and pieces that we're learning from them and implementing them into our channel.
Right.
To whatever sees fit here. You know what I'm saying? So that's
not
fire.
because of the K-pop system that BTS became global artists. If this was the case, other bigger groups at the time with way more resources should have become global instead of them. BTS became global artists because they and their almost bankrupt label were rejected opportunities in the K-pop industry, and they were forced to find their own out-of-the-norm creative ways to promote themselves. The first and second generation helped BTS exist as a group, but they didn't pave the way because they didn't make it easier for BTS or anyone else in K-pop to enter the Western music market.
It's kind of like someone that is in the industry and they're gatekeeping. So, first generation did its thing, second generation did its thing, but they weren't trying to help out the next generation.
See, that's what's happening there. So then don't be mad
when they surpass you.
Yeah, because you were being selfish.
Yeah. That's crazy.
They actually made it
Let's go back.
help BTS exist as a group, but they didn't pave the way because they didn't make it easier for BTS or anyone else in K-pop to enter the Western music market. They actually made it more difficult. This is why all the previous K-pop groups who attempted to enter the Western music market failed. And after their failures, no other K-pop group tried to enter too, including BTS. BTS accidentally entered the Western music market because their music and personalities became popular on Twitter and YouTube, a way of promotion that K-pop acts didn't seriously consider before. This should be enough proof that the second generation of K-pop didn't pave the way.
That is amazing.
Isn't that kind of now I'm not going to say the strategy is so out of this world, but I feel like this has been kind of a rule when it came to, let's say, even if it's an actor or anything. It's like the more you let people into your life to get to know who you are, and you're able to level with the fans that you're starting to make, that's how you're going to continue to maintain that flow that's going to get you to have people that mess with you literally for your entire career.
Right. Because of who you are as a person.
Exactly.
Definitely. And I think that was an amazing intellectual move for them to do.
Yeah.
Very cool. And like, I lost my train of thought, but I think I could kind of, it's them being themselves and putting it out there, and they're very entertaining.
Yeah. No, yeah, because if you think about it, they have, the YouTube channel. I mean, before they had the Bangtan TV and stuff like that, where they have like all of the choreography or whatever, or their lives where they go on Weavers and different things. They even have a game show that they do.
Yeah.
So literally, if you really think about it, I know I keep bringing up K-pop Demon Hunters, but it's like a lot of those references that we saw there are some of the things that they hit, because the game shows that they have, it's like, for example, when they try to go in there and they have to slide down the slide.
Yeah.
Like, those are things that they do.
That's awesome.
As entertainment. They also have a podcast.
Yes.
Like, different things that they do. So it's pretty crazy, huh?
That's so cool. Yeah.
Actually destroyed the way because no one dared to walk through that road again. Now, thanks to BTS, the way is paved, and K-pop groups have multiple opportunities to promote in the US.
Psy did.
The second argument against is that Psy paved the way because Gangnam Style was a global hit, so he made K-pop be known globally. However, that is not paving the way. Gangnam Style was huge, but his musical career didn't see much growth in the Western and global music industry. He was invited to American award shows, morning shows, late night shows, and he even had collaborations with Western artists. So he was the first in doing many things, but he didn't make it easier for other K-pop acts to debut in America. The general public knew Gangnam Style, but many didn't even know his name or the country he was from. Psy said, there were even people who thought my name was Gangnam Style.
That is so true.
Yeah.
That is so true.
That is true.
And I think that's one of the, it's like a curse almost when it comes to, the small minds that we have here, where it's like we see something different, and because it's something that is so popularized and so, given to us every day, that it's like we put a name to it and that's what it is, We don't even care to look into the catalog or anything.
Right. Yeah.
Interesting.
Wow. And
some people...
Sorry, and for people to call him Gangnam Style, his like the song name, right?
Yeah, that was the title of the song.
That sucks, and you could tell I just feel bad that he wasn't able to do that like BTS did, like pave the way for the other artists.
Yeah.
It sucks. I thought he would, because that did get a lot of recognition.
Yeah, but then again, it's like maybe he couldn't, maybe his intention was to do it, but in his occasion, or in his case, it's like he didn't make it so that after Gangnam Style, he dropped another single that made it, like we're out here listening to more Psy and we're getting to know him. It's like, if you really think about it, this would be considered a one-hit wonder in our eyes, because after this, we didn't know about him no more,
Yeah.
So, maybe he wanted to, but just the circumstances that he was in, it didn't allow him to do it.
Grow on the Western side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously he's big in Korea, but not as big here.
Yeah.
Overseas would say, hi, new Gangnam Style, but many didn't even know his name or the country he was from. Psy said, there were even people who thought my name was Gangnam Style. Some people overseas would say, hi Gangnam Style. Some did get to know about K-pop because of him, but since his future singles decreased in popularity amongst the general public, he stopped being invited to all of these shows. He was considered a one-hit wonder and a funny phenomenon that will disappear after some time, and that was what happened. And I know that racism and xenophobia played a big role in his downfall, so I don't think we should blame him at all. It's not that Psy didn't want to pave the way for others. It's that Psy couldn't pave the way.
I just said all that.
You see?
You know what I'm saying?
Don't we know things?
Wow.
If it ain't me, it's you.
Wow, that was so cool. Like, we literally just said that word for word.
But K-pop fans can be mad about his situation while also not inventing a story of success and paving the way, discrediting BTS, the actual ones who paved the way, especially when BTS in 2017 also faced similar hardships.
What happened?
No, they were leaving and they left him there taking pictures. I was like, wait for him.
Paved the way, especially when BTS in 2017 also faced similar hardships and were also considered a weird phenomenon that will disappear after some time.
Put the hand down. Put the hand.
Someone said konnichiwa. You heard that shit?
That's horrible.
That's messed up.
Put the hand down. Put the hand down. Freaking miracle. That's funny.
The difference is that they kept growing because they were actually gaining fans.
Wow.
And these fans help BTS win awards, perform on
I'm not gonna lie, like people like that rub me the wrong way, man.
Definitely.
Like I don't like when people treat people like that. I feel like it's so inhumane. Like what's up with people like that? Like you know,
Yeah.
like it makes me mad.
If you're close-minded and you're not aware of other cultures, just shut up.
Yeah,
Like,
like
don't say anything.
that's so disrespectful for someone to say that too. Like what? Alright,
because
sorry.
they were
I got
actually
mad.
gaining fans. And these fans help
fix my
BTS
face.
win awards, perform on TV, sell their albums in American stores, and sell out stadiums. This made K-pop be known by the general public and actually be part of the American music industry, not just a funny guest. So Psy is the closer BTS can get of a Korean senior, but he didn't really experience BTS's level of popularity as artist. And he doesn't really know what it's like to help your country's music industry be part of pop culture conversations. BTS had to and did figure out by themselves how to stay in the worldwide music industry, and that's how they paved the way for others. They made the way easier to walk through, and they can give advice on how to do it, since it's a road they paved by themselves. The third argument against is that BTS only paved the way for the American music market, and that we shouldn't prioritize their American achievements when other countries exist. I think this argument comes from people with little knowledge in the music industry. Whether we like it or not, the American music industry is the biggest music market in the world.
Yeah.
Its value is more than 2 times bigger than Japan's, the second biggest music market. And not only that, but unlike other countries, America creates a chain reaction. The biggest artists in the United States have high chances to also be big in other countries, including Japan and the other big markets. But the biggest artists in Japan are big in Japan only. Of course, there are a few exceptions, but even those exceptions don't change the fact that you won't listen to the biggest artists from Japan, Germany, and France in
And you see, like, for example, what she's saying right now is like seeing all of these artists, I don't know who they are,
Right.
you know? But obviously they're going to know who an American artist is, you
Right.
know?
That's
Especially if
true.
they're in a billboard.
Yeah.
change the fact that you won't listen to the biggest artists from Japan, Germany, and France in the US, in Latin America, or in every Asian country. The only music market that can do this is the one of the United States. This is why Billboard has 2 global charts, a global chart which includes the US and other global chart which excludes the US, because the United States carries the global music industry numbers. The funny
And even though, if we see there's still US based artists in the excluding of the United States. I see Billie Eilish, Ariana Grande, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's crazy. Miley Cyrus,
Maluma.
yeah, but he's what, Colombian or something like that? I don't know what he is.
Yeah.
thing
but-
is that BTS
Yeah. But he's actually, yeah, it's weird, huh?
Yeah.
charts well in both the global charts including the US and the global charts excluding the US. This is why BTS paved the way not only for the American music market, but also for the global music market. BTS is huge in all of these countries, not just South Korea and the United States. They are the biggest artists, not group artists. In Japan's Spotify, they sold out Wembley Stadium twice in the UK. They are the only Korean act to have #1 albums in Germany. They are the only Korean group to sell out Stade de France. And this also happens in other countries with smaller music markets. It was only after BTS performed in Saudi Arabia when K-pop groups decided to also perform in Saudi Arabia. BTS paved the way for K-pop to have some visibility in
Wow.
every country of the world. Thanks to them, K-pop has grown everywhere, and there are now K-pop festivals around the world, and K-pop albums are more easily distributed everywhere.
We're truly honored to be on this stage with such amazing, tremendous artists right over here.
Another argument against is that each group has paved their own way. And what people say about this is that K-pop idols worked very hard on passing all the auditions they had as part of the idol training system, and they practiced a lot to strengthen their talents and get their achievements. Again, that is not paving the way. Paving the way is making it easier for others to do something. So if I say XYZ group paved their own way, I'm saying XYZ group made it easier for themselves to be known in the global music industry. And this is just not true, because the road is already paved. So how did they make it easier for themselves and others? I could argue the complete opposite. I could say that BTS were the only ones who paved their own way, and this has to do with BTS's musical influences and hardships. If you really want to attribute BTS's path to someone else, attribute it to the artists that actually inspired their music, art, and movement, which is black music, genres like hip-hop and R&B, dance styles like breakdance, legendary rappers and singers who take pride in writing their own songs, who like talking about their personal struggles and experiences. This is not to say that K-pop hasn't also been inspired by black music.
Oh, you hear that?
K-pop may sound and look like black music, but the purpose of the genres got lost. With some exceptions, of course, K-pop groups are not inspired by these genres anymore. They don't pay for the samples they use, and they don't recognize the musicians who are actually composing their music. They just want the aesthetic. This is why there are many K-pop rappers wanting to look like Rihanna, but not even knowing what genre she does. On the other hand, BTS have been actual fans of hip-hop artists since they were kids, and they were actually inspired by them. This is why they've always paid homage to their...
Here we go.
I love it.
You remember you talked about some of the stuff that, or like who we thought they would like.
I knew it.
Yeah, Nas, J. Cole,
Eminem.
Jay-Z. Pretty much all the big dogs from the U.S.
I could hear this. I could hear all this.
Yeah.
The type of music. I knew it. Elton John. I could hear. Okay, so there's a beat that they have from that Elton John has a song, and they're using it, and I'm like, I know this, but I couldn't figure it out, and I see the name, and now I know.
Yeah.
This is so cool.
Yeah, it is cool. It is cool.
Wow.
We see a lot of familiar names.
Clan from Old Dirty Bastard. That one song.
Yeah. Sheesh.
Sigh.
Childish Gambino. Damn, yeah, they got some big dogs. Kanye.
Yeah.
Lil Wayne, Kendrick.
Feels smooth, yeah.
Sheesh.
influences by mentioning their idols in songs,
That's
paying
dope.
for the samples they use, and crediting them, showing their pictures in concerts, and even making documentaries featuring them and their voices. All of this
Wow.
while also prioritizing their own message, lyricism, and
amazing.
creative ways. BTS took the basics of these genres to express their own voices and create their own unique path in the music industry.
That pretty much gives you that, like,
That green light, I
The
feel
green
like.
light, yeah.
Because you show so much respect to the
Yeah.
artist and the writer that, yes, because you're an inspiration, and not only that, I'm gonna, show your face to the world who doesn't know you, where it came from.
Yeah.
And then that opens people's eyes to other music. So that
Yeah.
I think that's very amazing.
yeah, and they pay for their, so they do everything the right way for them not to step on anyone's toes.
And that's why they keep growing, and
Yeah.
that's why they have what they have.
Exactly.
Because
It's all about respect.
respect
at the end
and
of the
love.
day.
Yes.
Yeah, damn, that's dope, man.
This is how you pave your own way.
Wow.
BTS didn't have
Let me run that back.
BTS took the basics of these genres to express their own voices and create their own unique path in the music industry. This is how you pave your own way. BTS didn't have the platform, but they had the talent, determination, creativity, and real love for music. For a K-pop group to pave their own way, they would have to walk through a path they paved by themselves, and that's not what they're doing. They only take the opportunities that BTS gave them. Finally, the last argument against the idea that BTS paved the way is that they actually opened the door and closed it, or that they paved the way for themselves and then closed the road for everyone else. They say this is because BTS's popularity is so big that no matter how hard others try, K-pop acts will always be in the shadows of BTS. And I believe that can be true, but only when you treat the road as a way to instant BTS level of success. The road BTS paved is not a road to be BTS. It's a road to have visibility in the global music market, but you still need to work hard to create your own artistic identity. The road is paved, but you still need to run. In other words, K-pop now has visibility in the Western music industry because K-pop groups now get invited to American TV and award shows. They now have American tours and albums on Target shelves, but they still need to make themselves different from BTS because the best at being BTS are BTS, and no matter how hard K-pop tries, they won't beat them. This is
And that's kind of like a rule of thumb. Like, it's literally just telling people to be themselves.
Exactly.
You know, because it's not like we don't know other, artists or idols or whatever they call themselves. But, like, for example, we have, like, people like Blackpink that, we listen to their music. Yes. Obviously, it's K-pop, it's more EDM and stuff like that. But we know them because of the deep dive that we've been doing with BTS.
Yeah.
And they came up.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. And exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Now we're open to other artists, other idols. And that's very exciting. Like I mentioned not too long ago, we also have a K-pop channel on regular cable.
Yeah, on TV, yeah.
I have it on all the time.
Yeah. It's literally the channel that as soon as you turn on, that's the thing that starts playing. Yeah. And then, obviously we go to what we go to, but it's not without watching for a second like what that's going on. Yeah. Yeah, and we've seen people like Stray Kids, because you know about them. You told me about them actually. Yeah. I didn't even know about them, and you knew about them. So I was like, oh, you're in a different, like, deep dive, Yeah. Because I started getting more into, like, the Blackpink to Le Seraphim and stuff like that. Yeah. So it was a different way that you were going to. Then I started getting into chorus and stuff like that.
Yeah, and we come in together. We teach each other the things that we're listening to.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
Yeah, so pretty much be yourself.
Yeah, be yourself.
Which is kind of interesting to hear, because every time I hear anything in regards of Cordis, everyone always says that they're BTS's little brothers. Now, I don't know if they want to be considered BTS's little brothers, but it's like, in that case, it's like, that's them. Like, let them be them, because they already make really good music. They have that song that we first checked out where it was kind of like a rock song. I forgot the name, but a rock song. And then we have a song that they made for TikTok that is called Go. And that's a really popular song. Everybody's doing the dance. They're doing their thing in their own way. So for the fandoms to start comparing them to BTS already, that's where I think they're going to go wrong if they don't do it the right way,
Yeah, well, I think that's showing them respect. Because
you think so?
I think so, because that doesn't mean they're comparing. That just means that they're as good as them. You're like your brother.
But
in your own way. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, maybe that's the case, but I feel like when someone says that, it's kind of like giving you BTS's shoes, and it's like, okay, you're like the little brother, so this is the hand-me-down, and it's like, okay, put them on because you're the next one. And it's kind of like
pressure for them.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of pressure, and we've seen that in the music industry with Jay-Z when he was talking about what's his name, Memphis Bleak.
Okay.
Everybody was talking. If you guys don't know, these are Western artists from like 2000s or whatever. But there was a thing going on where Jay-Z himself was saying that Memphis Bleak was gonna be the next him. Everybody in the world was saying the same thing. What happened? What happened to Memphis Bleak? He couldn't fill up those shoes, you know. And then obviously he's gone in the wind now.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
So
makes sense.
It's kind of scary to hear those things, especially for Cordis, because like I said, Cordis is such a dope group in their own way that I don't think people should be comparing them. True. Okay. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Timestamp it for me.
Why the K-pop group's attempts of being recognized as the next BTS try so hard to have the exact same achievements BTS had. They want to get the exact same records. And again, that is treating the road as a way to BTS's level of popularity, not as an opportunity to have visibility in the global music market. But there are some who do understand what this new road BTS gave them is about.
They paved the way. you have to admit, they paved the way.
The majority of K-pop acts don't really say anything at all about BTS's popularity and the opportunities they gave them. It should be obvious, but they act like BTS doesn't exist, or like they are just another K-pop group. This has something to do with their labels controlling them and their image. However, there are some who do admit that BTS paved the way for them, and the ones who say it simply take the opportunity that BTS gave them, say thank you, and move on with their careers. They know that competing against BTS is useless, so they do their best to use the global platform BTS gave them to showcase their talents. Starting with the founder of K-pop, Seo Taiji. 25 years had to pass for Seo Taiji to recognize another socially conscious Korean artist he could pass the torch to and proclaim as his successor. In 2017, Seo Taiji asked BTS to remake his classic Come Back Home and told them, "This is your generation now." Another popular group from the first generation.
That's big.
Pass the baton, yeah.
Yeah.
He said, it's your turn.
That's beautiful.
That is.
And I like that because it's like you're not putting your ego into it. You're literally helping something that you created get bigger into a global scale.
Yes.
And that's the whole point. You created something amazing, you know? It's like dude, like that gave me chills because I really like that kind of stuff. Like, you know, like, dude, like you created something.
And you're not selfish to keep it for yourself.
Exactly.
You want the world to know. And if someone else is able to take your dream and make it bigger, go for it with your blessing. You know
and because of that, his name is going to live on forever as the creator of K-pop.
Yeah.
That, sheesh, yeah, thank you for real.
When talking about Korean entertainment agencies and the difficulty in balancing promotions in Korea and in the US, a member from Shinhwa said,
물론 이런 모든 고정관념을 깬 게
I believe the group who broke all these stereotypes are BTS. As I watched BTS, I changed my way of thinking as a senior.
저는 BTS라고 봐요. 그래서 이제 저도 생각이 좀 바뀌고 있긴 한데 그래도 BTS한테 조금 이제 원하는 거. 그래도 한국 팬들을 가끔 생각을 해주셔서.
Rain, another singer from the first generation, appeared on a show where the interviewer said that the BTS promoted in the US thanks to Rain, but he responded they became successful because they worked really hard on their own. It has nothing to do with me. Some K-pop fans say that the second generation.
Yeah.
Yeah, to give them the credit, like, yeah, okay, they sang my song or whatever it is, but that's their hard work.
Yeah.
I like that.
I like that too. That's really dope.
Paved the way, including groups like Wonder Girls. But this was what Sungmi from Wonder Girls said in 2019. In an interview she had for Billboard, a K-pop journalist.
Wonder Girls? Isn't there a Wonder Girls out here too? Or is it called? Oh, Golden Girls. That's what it's called. But it's a show.
Yeah, it's a show.
Oh, okay.
The second generation paved the way, including groups like Wonder Girls. But this was what Sungmi from Wonder Girls said in 2019. In an interview she had for Billboard, a K-pop journalist tried to credit this group for the increased global popularity of K-pop. The interviewer said, "It's partially because of the groundwork laid by you and Wonder Girls." But Sungmi responded, "No, BTS." Yubin, another member from Wonder Girls, also said that since they also promoted in the American music industry, she feels more sympathy and pride for BTS because it was really difficult when Wonder Girls tried to enter that industry. After Beast, a second generation group, was noticed in a foreign country, someone asked if it was because of K-pop, but a member of the group responded, "No, thanks to BTS." K-pop singer Ailee also said, "We K-pop artists are really proud of them because we know how hard it is to make it in the industry. The fact that they opened up these doors and cleared the way for us, it's a huge hope for us." Singling out BTS, Psy said BTS achieved Gangnam Style's unfulfilled dreams since they got permanence and persistence, as well as 6 #1 songs in the US, while Psy's highest peak was #2. Moving.
Amazing.
I love to see this, that, you know, a lot of these idols are giving them credit.
Yes.
Wow, and that's big because imagine let's say you were a member of BTS, like how good it feels to have everyone acknowledge your hard work and be thankful that you are allowing Korean music to be expanded into the global market.
Definitely.
That's amazing.
Yes, it
Wow.
On to the
really is.
third generation. The K-pop group Card said that the reason why they are receiving such a pleasant response overseas is because their sunbase or seniors, BTS, have paved the way really well. One member also said, "There's so many things we can learn from them, so we're looking towards them with respect." I feel that BTS has created a genre of their very own. Members from Astro, SF9, and 17 had also said that they have a lot to learn from BTS, referencing how BTS's achievements in the West helped them. The group Big Time said, "Back then, there was no precedent like this. It was something that could only be imagined. BTS went to the Billboard Music Awards and achieved a great result. So we thought, wow, it's something that's actually possible. It seems to have made us work a bit harder." A member from
That's
G-Idol said, "Since
amazing.
BTS did help and introduce so many people to so many artists, we're influenced by them too. We would like to also strive for a similar path." A member from Monsta X said, "They really paved the way for us and other K-pop acts. They made way for us to participate in the United States music industry." I don't
And that's crazy that Monsta X said this, because from what I remember, if I'm not mistaken, they're the ones that were created by a competing um, company that was in, Hive label or whatever it's called,
Yeah.
to compete against BTS. So for them to,
Say what
say
they're saying
this,
about, yeah,
like, that's amazing.
know
right.
if we'd be able to do the things we're doing right now without them. Another member said, "BTS paved the way, so I think it's been a little smoother for us." A member from Luna said, "We got a lot of attention only because of our samba names, BTS, who paved the way for K-pop."
BTS. BTS. Yes. I would say they definitely opened up the gate for everybody in K-pop. I would say.
They're legends. They paved the way. You have to admit, they paved the way. Anyway, mad respect to BTS.
진짜 사실 미국 쪽에는 저희가 이렇게 K-팝이 인기가 있어질 거라고 생각을 못했어요. 근데 이렇게 이제 방탄소년단 선배님들께서 먼저 이렇게 열어주셔가지고 저희도 조금 더 알릴 수
And if you think here, I know I keep pausing this, but this is another thing. Twice, 3 of their members were the ones that made the song for Demon Hunters. And in the movie, you could see their posters. Well,
Yeah.
our daughter told us about that because she got into checking all that stuff out.
Yeah.
But they're, out here, like, doing, movies for, like, the West.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, such an
They're
amazing thing.
global.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're worldwide, baby.
And we know their music too because of
Of
BTS. Because after we did that deep dive, we started getting into different artists, and then they came up.
That's true.
있는 기회가 되지 않을까 싶어서 되게 감사하고 저희도 더 미국 활동을 해보고 싶다는 생각도 하게 됐어요.
Helena Kosinski, the vice president at Nielsen, an information and data measurement firm, said BTS opened the floodgates for K-pop and that BTS makes K-pop become a mainstream trend on the global market. South Korea's culture minister praised BTS for providing a way forward to K-pop. The vice president and chief operating officer of the Korea Creative Content Agency stated K-pop has skyrocketed since BTS's popularity surged, creating jobs not only for BTS and their team, but other K-pop idols as well. And the then president of South Korea, Moon Jae-in, said that BTS are the pride and future of South Korean culture, and named them as the special presidential envoy for future generations and culture. Also, when talking about innovative strategies to communicate directly with fans, he said BTS paved the way. So there are definitely a lot of K-pop acts who give BTS their credit, but like I said, there are many who don't. These are usually K-pop acts being pushed to be the next BTS. And what they like to do is mention goals like Billboard and Grammys, but only crediting second generation groups as their inspiration, or even saying that they are the ones paving
No, don't tell me Blackpink does that. That's them. That's them.
the way for others.
We had other artists that's been going overseas and doing what we're doing. So I guess we grew up watching them, thinking, we wish to be the group that opens up the door for more
other foreign artists too,
to spread their music.
But still,
Perfect moment to play our new sound.
Wow.
That is devastating. I still like them. I'm not gonna not like them. I like their music. They're dope. But that's some hater stuff right there.
That's crazy.
That's messed up.
Of course it is. But because of BTS, I know about them, so.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. The truth has come out. I was kidding. New sound effects.
Foreign artists too.
To, you know, spread their music.
But still, the majority mention other groups that inspire their goals and don't address BTS at all, even when these goals were only achieved by BTS. So why is it so difficult to accept it?
방탄소년단.
BTS. 방탄소년단.
I don't really like the "they are just jealous" response because it can be seen as a lazy response. But in this case, I really believe it all comes down to that one reason: jealousy. In the case of K-pop fans, the majority of the ones who deny that BTS paved the way were fans of the second generation of K-pop, who feel that saying that BTS paved the way for K-pop erases the second generation's achievements. And like I said, as hurtful as it is, BTS gave K-pop opportunities that the first and second generation couldn't. But the jealousy also comes from K-pop groups and labels who have been privileged their entire careers. No matter how much of a mess the group is, the groups on the big three are guaranteed to have a successful career. This is why the biggest groups before BTS were always from the big three. Nowadays, the groups from the big three have the same.
So the big three, I don't know. Do you know? So it would be the different companies. So for example, put it here, like it would be Universal Music, Sony Music.
Yeah.
So they have obviously their big three over there, which is SM, JYP, and things like that. So, but obviously, Big Hit was the underdog. Kind of like if you think about it, kind of like a TDE coming up in the game where they're like underdogs.
Yeah.
And now they're like up there type thing.
Right. Okay.
Before BTS were always from the big three. Nowadays, the groups from the big three have the same impact as they had before BTS's global popularity, but they are nothing in the global music market when compared to BTS. And this hurts the big three even more because BTS and their label used to be nobodies compared to these agencies. Even until this day, the three biggest K-pop labels have a crazy amount of power in the Korean entertainment industry. They basically run most K-pop platforms, TV networks, and media in general, giving their K-pop groups the advantage of having more screen time, more positive reviews, more news coverage about them. This is why BTS, even with all the money they've contributed to their label and South Korea's economy, are still to this day being banned, lied about, and sabotaged by the industry. It's not just about money, it's about power. BTS and therefore HYBE have a lot of money, but they don't have the power. They don't have connections with Korean TV networks and media like these other Korean entertainment agencies do.
Wow. That's horrible.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Jealousy. Definitely jealous.
It is jealousy. It really is jealousy. And I can see why when we do turn on the TV and we have that channel, not once have we seen BTS play on that channel.
I should call
if you really
ask.
think about it. You should call and ask.
I want BTS.
Well, it's ran by the bigger companies. It's a pay-to-play thing. It's kind of like the same thing that was happening here where supposedly Drake called out, you know, the music industry because of the pay-to-play. But it's like, if you're a big corporation, that's pretty much what's going on. And we all been knowing it. We just can't do nothing about it. Why? Because we don't have the power to do anything about it.
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
Speaking some facts right here, baby. Let's go.
BTS are the biggest group in the world, but the news cover their achievements the least amount of times they can because it doesn't benefit them.
정도 보도가 돼요. 그러면 우리가 흔히 알고 있는 소위 대형 기획사의 아이돌이 그것보다 사실은 못 미치는 어떤 활약을 보였을 때 미디어에 보도되는 양이나 그 커버되는 범위를 보시면 확연히 차이가 납니다. 재밌는 부분이고
실제 그렇구나.
실제로 그렇다는 것이 저도 이제 알게 됐어요. 그런 것들이 이미 팬들 사이에서는 잘 알려져 있고 이번 그래미 같은 경우 어떻게 들어가냐면 주요 부문에서 등극에 실패했다라고 한다든지 대체적으로 그런 경향이
So we obviously seen this clip before because it's a very known clip of just how much hater talk is going on here.
Yeah.
It's like they're literally, just to clear it up here, they're literally just making fun of BTS because they made it to the Grammys, but they didn't make it into any major categories. They made it into the category where the fans are voting for them.
Yes.
But in all actuality, in my opinion, that's probably the most important one.
Yes.
because the industry's not gonna take care of you. Your fans are gonna take care of you.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
That's why the army is so strong. And as we saw in the beginning, it's global. It really is global. They're going to Russia. They're going to France.
Yes, they're all over, and I love it. I love that for them. They deserve it.
And the reason is because they paved that way for even others to do it. But obviously, in 2026, when they come back and they make this global world tour, it's gonna be crazy.
Yes, that
tickets are, man. Good luck trying to go. No, and I'm serious because just imagine if artists out here that are not in the global scale, let's say Kendrick Lamar or whoever, tickets get sold out like this when they're cracking.
Oh goodness!
Imagine someone like BTS.
Oh wow!
Minutes, not even minutes, probably in seconds. All those tickets are gonna be gone.
I think so.
아무리 마이너 장르라도 그래미 후보에 올랐다고 하지.
So K-pop labels and sometimes their K-pop groups refuse to accept that BTS paved the way because they couldn't, even when they had all the power and money from the start to do it. They are jealous that 7 nobodies from a nobody agency grew bigger than them, so they refuse to accept reality. This
No, but the way she said nobody's from a nobody's agency.
Yeah,
that's true though.
Oh, this is
they
like
can't accept it.
And it's the perfect like movie to write one day.
Yes, I would want to see a movie about them.
A documentary about them, like oh man, and I'm sure they're gonna make it so amazing, especially with the production and the advancement that they have in like Korea.
Yeah.
Attitude from K-pop groups is also reflected in the way it's become harder for BTS to find friendly people in the industry.
이제 그때부터 이제 친구도 없고 이러다 보니까
친구가 없어요.
네. 핸드폰이 이 전화번호 목록.
If you look at my contact list on my phone, I have less than 10 celebrity friends.
찾아보면 연예인 친구가 10명이 안 돼요. 진짜? 대부분 사람들도
Most people don't want to be friends with us because they feel pressured.
또 이제 저희 부담스럽다고 보통 친구로도 잘 안 놀아주더라고요.
And you can show me all the K-pop groups on the big 3 interacting with BTS, but almost none of these compilations feature interactions with BTS after the real global massive success. It used to be fun when BTS were nobodies or just the biggest in K-pop, but now that BTS is the biggest group in the world, K-pop labels envy that, and they don't want their groups to interact or even mention them. This is why BTS's friends from the industry are mostly indie artists who are not trying to compete against BTS.
That is crazy. So it has nothing to do with the artist itself sometimes. It's the label.
The labels, yeah, they control them because I mean we've seen a video like bringing Blackpink back into this conversation where there have been like, well, not even rumors, it's confirmed that their industry literally runs them and tells them what to do, what kind of music to make. They give them writers, like, so they're not touching the fans the way BTS is touching the fans because they're literally singing songs for somebody else.
Yeah.
They're
not expressing their feelings.
Yeah.
They're not letting the world get to know them in a different level like BTS has to get that fandom.
Yeah, exactly. Because even before we knew about BTS, what is the one thing that we would tell the artists that we were reacting to that were Latino based in Los Angeles? It was express yourself a little bit. Let us into your life in order for us to get that understanding, get that relatability. Because at the end of the day, for them, it would have been, and I'm talking about the Latino artists, it would have been more relatable for us to get to know them because we know what it is, especially growing in LA. We know what it is, but people don't want to act like themselves. They don't want to be vulnerable. They, and all of these.
Follow the crowd, follow the vibe, follow what's happening instead of outside the box.
Yeah, and that's the problem, and that's why we get to see in a global scale what it could be for someone if they were to just follow some of the steps that they've taken. It's proven.
Yeah.
I really don't like the way it has become controversial to say that BTS paved the way, because if you really think about it, it's not that big of a deal. The phrase doesn't imply that BTS are better than every other K-pop group, and although I actually believe they are the best group ever, you can't think the complete opposite and still be able to agree with me, because the phrase only means that BTS gave opportunities for K-pop to be recognized globally. So learn a little from BTS and pay tribute to the ones who help you be where you are today. And if you don't want to mention them at all, that's also fine. Just don't be delusional and jealous. K-pop fans, as well as K-pop labels and groups, shouldn't be hurt by the fact that BTS paved the way. It's not an insult to your group. It's a sea full of opportunities to be seen and recognized in the worldwide platform BTS created.
Yeah. And that's pretty much what it is, honestly. That's pretty much what it is. Like, that in itself has to be one of the biggest lessons that we're gonna get from this video, because
Be yourself.
Exactly, it's be yourself. Because if you try to be somebody that you're not gonna hit the people, because you're gonna be closed off. You're not gonna be able to express yourself how you are. And if you end up one day trying to express yourself, it's gonna be it's gonna be so confusing for people.
Yeah, it's like, wait, what?
Like, wait,
you didn't say that before.
Yeah.
You said this before. It's like, who are you? Like,
Yeah.
Now you're pretending to be this
Yeah, and it's a turn off, because then you start feeling lied to. You start feeling like, as a fan, like, wait, like, what just happened here?
Watch this person anymore.
Yeah. And then that's when you start losing all of the people that you once had.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's literally something that we could all take within our lives, and it's something that we could apply with our everyday lives and just in general,
Definitely.
Be yourself, love yourself. And see, here I go, dude, it's crazy. So the thing about that is, not only did they show us in their way that they're themselves, they're paving the way, but they also preach that in their songs and tell everybody in the world, love yourself, be yourself, follow your dreams. We got Sugar that tell you, like, fuck the haters and all this stuff.
Yes.
But at the same time, it's like, like, they're like, I'm talking about the song specifically, I Wonder,
Right, yeah.
Like, there's so many different things. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy,
Yeah, I definitely agree with what you're saying. It's this video was definitely such an eye-opening learning experience from where they're coming from, of not getting that recognition from every artist and
companies,
and not allowing their artists that they have signed to even mention them.
And that hurts them, because
they're nice. They just, like you said, I don't have friends.
Yeah. That's sad.
Yeah, but I'm glad there's 7 of them and they have each other.
Yeah.
And it makes sense why they're very tight and close, because the world's against them.
I've seen a clip of almost the same scenario, but it was all 7 members, and one of them was like, "Oh, I don't have any friends," and then everybody, like, all the BTS looked at him like, "What do you mean you don't have friends?" I was like, "Oh yeah, BTS is my friends." Jin said that. He's like, "Yeah, BTS is my friends. Sorry, BTS is my friends."
Oh my God. Yeah.
Because they like, I feel like they forget that in this cold game that they're in, they really just have themselves,
each other and themselves. Yeah.
But then here we go, another little twist that they do.
But because of that.
Huh?
But because of that, they have the best music.
No, yeah, that too. But I was gonna say, but then the other thing that they do, and they're teaching other idols to do, is to be nice to even the newer class, to paying respect to the older class.
Yeah.
Because we've seen the scenarios where a lot of the newer K-pop idols that are on the come up, they're like excited because they're like, wait, he just talked to me. He just said what a great job I'm doing. Like, he's giving me props. Like,
yeah.
And to someone like that, to get that kind of respect from someone like them, it's kind of like, holy shit, like, you just acknowledge me and you're seeing what I'm doing, and you just said that my work is good.
It's good, yeah.
Like, you know how much boost and confidence it's going to give to that artist, but not only that, they're going to be able to live by that and be like, you know what? I want to be this to someone eventually that's on the come up and feels lost.
Yes.
Because they've obviously felt this before, and they don't want to ever let that happen to anybody else, so they try to comfort everybody they can.
Yes.
And that's what's going to continue to happen
Yeah.
over and over again. And that cycle is just going to make a lot of amazing artists. And you never know. Right now, the Billboard charts in the U.S. is mainly U.S. artists and Latino artists like Bad Bunny, artists like this, Maluma, all of these people. Korea is starting to come into this. Well, they've been.
Yeah.
BTS has been. But I'm saying more and more of these artists are starting to come into the Billboard charts here.
Yeah.
And it's all because of
BTS opening
those
paving
doors.
the way. Yeah.
And it's just that ongoing cycle. And
There
it's
you go.
now you're part of the Billboards.
Yeah.
Because of BTS.
That's true.
What an amazing video, man. If you guys enjoyed this reaction, please let us know in the comment section below. If we had any questions, please timestamp it, just because I could go back and see what I was talking about, because sometimes I do forget, what we talked about. So it would be nice, but don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.